Hello, it's me. I am now starting up my biggest project ever. It is a landscape that are 4 meters and 135 centimeter long. I'm gonna staple it up now, and then I'm gonna show you the whole process of grinding and putting grounding on and paint it. It's going to be a huge landscape, and it's a commissioned work, so here I go. So here it is. The canvas is on the thing. What I did is that I actually used staples, just ordinary staples like this to do it. What I had to do was to fuse 2 frames together. See, I have this in the middle, and one that way and one this way. So now I'm going to start putting grounding on, and you can watch how I do that. Yeah, here it is, ready to be putting the gesso, the grounding, on. What I'm painting is this landscape from my hometown, Karmøy. It is a commissioned work to a humanist chapel where they marry without the God's present. I'm an atheist, so for me it's nice to make something to celebrate humanist marriages. Anyway, what I'm going to do now is to start. First I'm going to go in and I'm going to do a lot of building texture and stuff, and you can watch me do that. I will also do some texture work with the gesso in different places, because it's going to be a lot of color on this, and I use expensive colors, so you can also build textures with gesso first, so you save a little bit of the good colors, and actually it becomes also more stable. So anyway, so you can watch me paint and watch me ground this, and then you will watch me paint. Okay. So here I go. I use the Gesso La Crux or something. Yeah, it's I think it's whatever. Yeah, La Crux. Maybe you can see it. Anyway, and the reason why there is already gesso on this canvas. It's a very thin layer, so you can feel all the texture of the canvas. And when you are painting like I do, figurative, you want to have some control over the textures. So because if you have the canvas structure, what happens is when you have thin layers or shadow parts and the light hits the canvas, it becomes kind of glance-like, and the canvas will send the light all over the place, so you get too much shine you can't control. And that is why I'm going to use this other one, because it's a little bit thinner. It's new, so I'm going to first use a thin layer, then I put another one on top of that. Anyway, so what I do is just first I go over it like that. I usually use 2 layers because that covers most of the texture, and also it gives you a more painted surface. you can actually create textures like droplings or like do like this, and you can do all kinds of shit with this because it's a little bit like clay. Or feels a little bit like cement in a way, whatever you call it. So that's what I do with the first layers. It's going to fall down, it's going to create a mess. Then for the second layer, up here the sky is going to be up here, so it has to be kind of the surface has to be more calm. But then again, because the sky has no particular clouds, so I don't need to build any big lumps of light and texture to create the light and shadow difference in the clouds. So, yeah, still rolling. There's not so much battery left, so I just have to. So it's basically doing this, and you can, as I said, create light down here, and then create more textures. And I will also, in the second layer, I will go in with brushes, and maybe I do, and start creating more texture where the ground is, because you have the sky like here, and you have the sea coming in there. So both of them is going to be held down, and there's shadows, islands, and the lightest points are over there. So that's where I'm going to build it most out to give it that that punch, that classical build. So we get a more natural light. So I'm going to just keep doing this. It will take a while for the big surface, and I will come back to and do some more filming in a while. So you can see how it has become. So I'm going to keep it white now for 2 layers, and then I put on my dark color so I get it down. Okay, just gonna, yeah. Ta-da! So I've been going all over the whole thing, almost there, and it took a while. I took half this box. The first layer always takes much, because what happens is that when you stroke it like this, the gesso is falling into all the canvas texture cracks, and yeah, so it disappears a lot of gesso. Its name is La Crux, or Las. Can you see that? Anyway, I'm going to post a link to it in the end. It is, the gesso I use is it's a little bit thick. It's not extremely thick, but it's enough. You want to use one that is too watery, because then you can just keep on piling on and nothing happens, because the there is not much pigment in it, or what's it called, the white stuff. Yeah, I don't know. So it's just a lot of water, and when it dries, it kind of just disappears. So you want the thicker type, and also as you use more of it, it kind of becomes a little bit more even thicker, because some of the water start to evaporate, and then it becomes even more like clay or cement or whatever you choose to call it. Yeah. Almost done. And tomorrow I'll just have to dry, because it's probably 7 or 8 in the morning. Totally out of sync. And I have almost haven't been eating today, so I need some food and I need to go to bed. So I'm not gonna make much texture here now, because I'll do that in the next layer. There are many ways you can make it. You can do like this, you can do pencils. You know, if I do like this and then I go over it again. And you can use all kinds of, it's like playing the piano in a way. It's the same as painting. You just keep, shall we say, you keep, use, you know, when you play, well, I don't play, I would like to play, but I understand how to think. It is actually the touch, the amount of force you put into it makes the difference. Of course, also the tangents, but also how they, if you push every note the same amount, it would be quite monotone playing. So when you paint or you make this and you make texture, you want to give it different kind of, sometimes you just stroke it and you cut it like this to get some texture, and sometimes you go over it again and clear it out, and you can do different things to get different textures. If I want droplets, I can kind of just touch it like this, and if I go over it like this, I kind of take away the thing that pops out, but you keep the texture. So different things like that you can do with it. That's why I love to put on this. And I also get, as I did say in the beginning, control over the surface. And that's for me very important, to have some certain amount of control. Okay, now it's started to dry, and I can actually start doing a little bit adjustments. If there's some kind of lines or something I see will be a problem later, I can give them a different direction. Or this is going to be sky, so this can be a little bit, you want a certain amount of texture in the sky too, to give it. So when you have this under, and you many layers of paint on it, you really start to come alive. And that's very important. People, when you look at paintings in galleries or the famous painters, look at textures. That's where the secrets are. And if you look at the Gezels of Rembrandt or some of the classics, they're always built, because back then colors were really expensive. So they saved a lot of color by putting on grounding, but almost quite neutral, but gave the textures that I want later. So, love the summer. So, yes. Maybe I should film a little bit close to it so I can actually see the first layer. My mom always say, I'm giving away knowledge for free. Yeah, I do. But that should, I don't know if you can actually see anything. Yeah, there, it kind of pops out. Now there is a little light. Maybe I can get closer to the textures. Nah, it's hard. It's gonna be easier to see it when I don't know. Yeah, there you can actually see what I mean. It'll be easier to see when I have layer number 2 and I put the dark raw umber on top of it, because then the texture starts to pop out. And I'm also gonna build textures more tomorrow, like with pencils and all kinds of shit when I ground it, so it will be a different experience. It's almost like doing a wall like that in a way. It's like, oh, you see, these things will be under there and give different textures, different surfaces. Will give it a nice lively surface in the end. Yeah. So then I see you in layer 2. Okay. Ready for layer number 2. I'm going to take it down. So maybe this is a little bit boring. That's why I'm not going to use a lot of time on it. But now I can still see the canvas texture. So when I do this now, it is kind of getting smoother. There will still be a little bit of it, but then again, I don't want to put on too many layers because it can become a little bit too hard, actually. It can crack if you roll it together, because in this painting I actually have to roll it together. I have to take it off the canvas again, or the frame, and roll it probably, because it's gonna be stuck. Okay, yeah, I did. Actually, I have some tape back there. That's why it's stuck. I have to take it off and roll it to transport it, and then rebuild it where it's gonna hang when it's finished. That is why I also think it's quite smart not to put on too much too thick, so it doesn't crack when you roll it. Gesso is quite flexible. See, now it's easier to cover the surface doesn't suck up that much. I still just up here where the sky is going to be, I just keep it down, and I will build more textures down there. Yeah, I'm just gonna do the upper part. Now I'm going to show you how I think about creating the textures down there. Okay, now I have finished the surface with 2 layers, and it looks quite good. I will do some more. Over there it's going to be more light, so it has to be thicker with color to give it the right. You know, when you put on, it is where there's more light that you put on the thickest color, because then the light hits that place first. And what I do is just to put on some thicker textures, like almost like clay-like in a way, and just then I can go on in with some brushes. You see the landscape is going to be like the light is coming in here somewhere, and it goes back there, and there's some landscape and stuff there. But here is where the light hits, so I'm just gonna put on some extra texture. You just don't want it to be too chaotic, because, or too much, because it can actually, it can also become a disturbance. We should just roll it up. It's nice to have this. So you can, now it comes here, but down here it is a shadow, dark shadow, and it goes over into some bluish type of, it's evening light, so when the light hits in the evening, you get a longer range, and therefore the colors become more in the red shifted spectrum. You can see actually the same. It's that is how they actually measure the distances in the universe, and it also kind of works that way with light wave, where you can hear whoa like that. Kind of the same thing they say. I've seen in a documentary by Brian Cox, among others. It's funny how science can actually explain how some paintings are more beautiful than others, because of the chaos laws and the structure in chaos. And over time, for every time you paint over it, you add something to it, some structure to it. But in the end, when you keep on adding with a certain goal, you get these beautiful textures and stuff that you actually have in kind of wood that have been in water for a long, or sea for a long time. Just bounces around in the sea and are affected by all the elements, all the things that happens to it, and the erosion and the sea creatures and the algae and all that, and it kind of creates this nice painted structure in it. Also, you see the same thing in rocks and formations, and they all look kind of the same, but they are never the same. It's like kind of like a fingerprint. Everybody has it, but everybody's different, and every tree is different. Because of that, actually I tattooed that equation for chaos theory on my arm, because I think it's so beautiful and actually helpful. Science helps you to understand reality, and no. Okay, I'm going to use a brush. Science gives you way to understand, and it also tells you that luck can go jump in the ocean. You have to do the work. You can't actually, there's not enough time in a human life to trust chance. It's like not doing your work, but you just put in a lottery ticket every week and you hope you're someday going to get rich. Well, you probably have to wait. I don't know how long it is, but it's quite a time, maybe I don't know how many hundred of lifetimes you have to wait until you win. But I wouldn't count on it. I know how bad that statistics is, so I don't even bother. And my father is actually doing it, so so if he wins, I guess I win. He's not going to take it with him into the grave. So. Yeah. You see, so first I went in and I tried to be a little bit loose. I noticed the structure, if it was going to be a really nice texture or structure, I had to do it over and over again, but I want to be a little bit careful with how much I use this Gesso for this purpose, because I don't want it, as I said, to crack. But it's nice to have a nice surface to begin with. And I also do a little bit like this. Kind of different. Maybe I should do the line. So I'm going to see this when I start painting on it. Maybe this is helpful for you to see how I... Here's a landscape that comes in. I think it comes in here. It's so... Painting is so liberating. It is so... just gives so much back to me. Like training, martial arts and stuff, really gave me peace of mind for many years. Sadly, I have some injuries in my hip now. That's why I sometimes walk a little bit funny. And my back, I guess 36 years with, or 37 years with kicking and hitting and stretching and fighting stuff have given me some injuries. But for being almost 50, I feel like a very healthy man, actually. I feel quite young. And it would be even better if this shit didn't sometimes hurt like hell, because I used to be flexible as a dancer, so until a few years ago when I got these. Still stretch and I try to break it up again. It's very important to have a body that functions when you paint. You know, sometimes when it hurts, it's kind of painful as painting and it's so exhausting. And then again, it gives a lot of energy. Yeah, I think this, maybe put some more down here. And it's just the beginning, and I start piling on the paints. And I don't want to put on too much here, because that's more in the shadows. So now I just see there's a line. I'm actually looking forward to, now I'm going to let it dry for a couple of hours, and I'm going to 2 or 3 hours when I paint another painting. And then I'm going to come back here and I'm going to start taking the raw umber and turpentine, and I'm going to go over it with to make it dark. And then when I start painting, I will just bring the light out, and it's going to feel great. So this shit makes me happy. Yeah, I thought I might show you some of the textures too, so you understand more what I actually did. This is kind of how it looks now. It's going to be easier to see it when I'm done. I hope it's possible for you. It's not that much, but it just gives it a gives it a beginning, and it also shows me kind of where it starts. You see now most of the canvas structure is gone. It's still under there, you can see it, but it won't affect the painting so much. So okay, yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to put on my raw umber. Yeah. This is actually a tube of micael. and it reminds me a little bit of Windsor Newton, which I usually use for this purpose because it has a more greenish tone, and I just place color in different places like this and like this. The old holland or umber is a little bit more reddish, so it's kind of better to use this one. My foot hurts a little bit right now because I've been standing so long, so I should actually do some yoga before bed, or stretching as I call it. Then I use paper and just turpentine, and I start just pour the turpentine into this, and I just start doing like this. You see it has, this one too has a little bit reddish hue. So why do I do this? Why not just start on a white canvas? Well, I see a lot of people do that, but I prefer this. I'm gonna pull out a lot of light here again, but it is like I'm putting on the shadows first, and I like to see how the whole painting grows on the darkness. And it's just a thin layer, which also it also makes the surface a little bit more, not oily because it's only turpentine, but it doesn't absorb so much color as it would if I didn't do this. And yeah, well, and as I see, so you will see when I'm like this, as you will see when I start painting, how I then start bringing out the light and forming the whole thing from dark to light. If I didn't put this on, I kind of had to go both ways in a way. And this is less confusing for me. It's something with it, to see it grow out of the darkness. I don't know, it's some psychological thing with it. I really, really enjoy it. So canvas, it almost becomes like a lump of clay, you know? And you start adding and extracting. It's like Michelangelo said, how he, I think it was Michelangelo, they asked him how he could get a sculpture out of a stone, and he just applied that. The sculpture is already in the stone, I just have to chop away what's around it. And think that was a very good answer. Because in a way, when it's dark, the landscape is already in there. I just need to pull it out. See? It's huge canvas. Also see there's a line coming here out because I had to fuse two canvases together. So I hope that will, I need to do something on the back side, so I just always push it into this because then it might become stripe in the middle of that painting. So we don't want that. Actually, I took two photos that I fused together, and I did it with film. So today you can actually do, it's very easy to take panorama pictures even with a mobile telephone. It's a few years ago I took it before I had digital cameras. I still do my art photos with 6/7 slide film. I prefer that. It gives a very nice painted feeling in the photographs if I use photo for painting. So now I can see all the nice, wow, all the nice texture I put in. It comes out like beautiful brush strokes. It's really nice texture. So I need to do that more often. Ah, shit. God. Getting old, I guess. I can't sit when I'm painting, that's too static. I need to walk around. Actually, humans aren't really made for sitting. They're made for standing, walking, or laying down. Sitting is good for our backs. It's not that much color that goes kind of off the thing. But it's good quality paint, so everything costs money. But then again, I get money for the paintings. Actually, I already got the money for the painting. It's such a big project. Usually, if I do a commissioned portrait or something, I take half the price up front. And I tell them that they want the money back if they change their mind. Actually, they aren't allowed to change their mind. Yeah, put something back here, but it doesn't function as it should. So remove that. Maybe try to push it out to a thing like that so it can get a line. But it didn't work out, so we just have to remove it. So smells like victory. Smells good. 25 years of this now. Yes, and almost more. 26 or 27. And I actually took some pictures of my brain to see if I had some damage, but I'm not damaged by it, so that's good. I guess it's all the antioxidants I eat and the training and healthy food. And turpentine is actually that dangerous. There's kind of hysteria around it. See, there's a line here that I find annoying, but probably gonna disappear when I paint. Maybe I'll be taking up some more light there. So, I think, yes. Actually, you should have some more there because it's very dark over here. So. Well, we should do it. So, it's kind of a painted surface in a way, and you can also see all the textures underneath, and these textures become quite nice. I could maybe even have done more, I see now. But that is how you see in Rembrandt's painting all the brush strokes and all the stuff. And yeah. So I'm going to film a little closer so you can see it. I see it is more greenish in the film. Maybe it's a little bit too bright. Yeah. Anyway, Oops. Okay, I'm just gonna take down the... So, this is more like it. It's too bright. It still is a little bit more greenish. I can see in the film it has a little bit more reddish in reality. But here you can see now how the brush, the textures I put in, how it kind of becomes nicely painted. It looks like paint. Well, it is a form of paint. And save some of the expensive paint, and it gives you a good start because texture is something you can relate to when you paint. Yeah, so you see how nice it is. I love this. This is what I love about painting. When I look at paintings in museums, I go in and I watch the brush strokes, and because that's where you see the artist. That is where Rembrandt lives, and Vermeer lives, and Turner lives. In all their choices. That's where it is. So, this was a video on how I'm grounding a canvas. So, next is watch me paint the canvas.